Time is a game that surprised me in multiple ways. For long have I looked for something that really scratches that Mario 64 itch that isn't another 3D Mario game like Odyssey or Galaxy, and I think that this is it. Hello everyone, my name is the RetroView and welcome to another episode of RetroView, the place where we review all kinds of games from the perspective of a retro gamer, in this case, me. In this episode, which is our 5th episode, we're going to be reviewing A Hat in Time, which is a game I've been waiting for a long time to play, and without further ado, let's get right into it. A Hat in Time is a game that caught my eye around the time it started appearing more on YouTube, around the years of 2017 to 2018. Its unique art style, characters and vibrant colors caught my eye amidst all the grey-coded games that we have in this industry and the lack of color they bring. I say appearing more because, and I'm not delving too deep into this topic, A Hat in Time is a crowdfunded game which started way back in 2013 that only ended up releasing in 2017, reaching its crowdfunding goals multiple times due to a lack of good 3D platformers in the industry at that time. It was a big surprise for me when I saw that Lurkit had a campaign for A Hat in Time, which I immediately registered myself into, and voila, I got the game, and I want to say thanks to Gears of Breakfast for their kindness. A Hat in Time tells a story about a kid with a big hat, named, you guessed it, Hat Kid. While she is traveling in her spaceship, she gets stopped by a mafia goon who opens her ship window, letting all the fuel out, the timepieces, which Hat Kid needs to get back if she wants to get home. And this is all you actually need to know about this story. This game's focus is not on story, but rather the amazing gameplay. Having a simple story allows the player to focus on the gameplay without having to worry about all the intricacies of a complicated story. This simplicity, however, doesn't mean that the game lacks good characters and worlds. Like any game with a story, A Hat in Time tells its story with the use of characters and environments. The best example of this would be the first place you land in, Mafia Town, which is a very beautiful and colorful paradise tainted by the occupation of the Mafia, which has a very iconic look and definitely show their impact on the world through their characters and infrastructure. I'd say if you're looking for something really deep when it comes to story, this is not the game for you. Although it's present, it is not the main element of the game, as I said previously, so if you're looking for a story-focused game, this is not it. Think of the story in this game as the story in most 3D platformers. The game sets a goal from you from the beginning for you to push towards through the means of gameplay and not cutscenes and other types of storytelling. Speaking about the gameplay, it's about time we delve deeper into it, being as it's the most important thing in this game and every 3D platformer. As you already understood, A Hat in Time is a 3D platformer with high emphasis on movement that rewards the perfection of the mechanics, letting you sort through maps with ease and even create your own paths to each goal. In contrast with Mario's moons in Mario Odyssey or Ukulele's pages, there are not multiple timepieces you can collect in the open world. Instead, the game is separated by chapters, which are separated themselves by acts. Each act and each chapter are unique in every single way and tell different stories and have different goals. In no point in this game will you be doing random platforming to reach another collectible just for the sake of it in the same map with the same sceneries and characters. One thing I realized when playing through the game is every single one of the worlds you explore focuses on a different mechanic. The first world focuses on teaching you the basics of the gameplay. The second one focuses on stealth mechanics, the third one I'd say focuses on using your different badges for puzzle solving, and the fourth one builds up on the other three in an open world setting. While this open world setting is not perfect by any means, I think the developers really learned something from the critiques it got and they perfected the open world aspect of the map in their later DLC called the Yakuza Metro, which was really fun to play through. The game has a good balance of fighting, platforming and puzzling. There are not too many instances where you will feel that you've been doing the same thing for too long, making it less of a burden for the player and making the game not repetitive in itself. Another thing we need to talk about that's crucial to the gameplay and mechanics are the badges you can put on your hats. Badges work similarly to Halo's skulls, even if that seems like a harsh comparison. Every single badge in the game modifies your game to make it either easier, funnier, or even harder. You have everything from badges that prevent fall damage to badges that shoot lasers, badges that work as magnets for currency, and even badges that make it so you die once you get it one time, in case you want to get a bigger challenge for yourself. The other important game changer are the hats. Since the game is named The Hat in Time, it is obvious that hats are going to play an important role in this game. There are a total of 6 hats to collect, and each one of them will be essential for you to go to certain parts of the map. To craft these hats, you'll need to progress through the story and grab items called yarns that you'll use to craft said hats. These yarns are very easy to find throughout the maps, and there is not one single point in the game that I felt that I had to go out of my way to grab them to craft the next hat. So you don't need to worry about that if you think this would be some kind of a grind. While you'll need all the hats to get through every mission, I have to say I felt that some hats become useless later in the game, becoming more of a novelty. On one hand, I feel like there could be more hats in the game, but on the other hand I feel that the amount added was just enough, since you can always download more custom hats made by the community in the Steam Workshop. If I had to choose one hat that I'd say is my favorite, it would be the speed hat. Even though it's not important or necessary to do anything in the game, when you put a badge on it, a specific badge, you can turn your speed hat into a motorcycle, and it's really fun to go around with hat kit on a motorcycle which matches your outfit color, so that would be my favorite one. Another thing that I think is really important to talk about while reviewing a game is the artistic part of it, because a game can be very good, but if it doesn't catch the public's attention, the people won't even play it. A game needs to be artistically good for people to like it. Artistically, the game is phenomenal. The level design can feel tight with a lot of detail in closed spaces and open up to let you see the vast open areas you are traversing, each with its own unique art style. Like I said in the beginning of this video, the game is very colorful, which was a delight to see when I got into it. The vibrant colors of the water gave me Mario Sunshine vibes, which I really liked. There is no space in this game that feels like the color is washed, and it makes good use of it to set the tone for what is about to happen. Like in the forest, there are more darker tones to give a kind of a horror-ish feeling, and in the Mafia world they want to give more of a sense of a paradise, so they use more bright colors that remind you of a tropical island. Graphics wise, I think the game is just fine for what was intended. The more cartoonish aspect of the game might not appeal to everyone, but it is certainly mine and many other people's cup of tea. If you are not one to like wearing the same outfit throughout the entire game, this game also has you covered with stylistic options not only for your hat, but for your entire outfit, letting you unlock styles and colors for hat kits so you can be unique in your own unique way. You can unlock these through challenges or through the currency of the game, the pawns, unlocking them at different vendors. Of course, we can talk about art without mentioning the game's music. That being said, I don't think there's much to say about the Hat in Time music. It is amazing, and it has proven that just by the views that the OST has amounted on YouTube. It has a wide range of music genres, and each track fits perfectly with the part of the game you're in, helping with the immersion element. If I had to recommend 2 tracks from the game, my favorite ones would be Peace and Tranquility, which already has over 5 billion views on YouTube, so you probably already know it if you know anything about A Hat in Time, and I also really like the music from The Last Boss, which was really hype. With all of that out of the way, I think it's important to mention that this game, despite coming out in 2017, still gets a lot of love from the players and from the developers. You have DLC with amazing new maps, stories and challenges for you to beat, and you even have a co-op mode that can hold up to 50 players, which is just fantastic if you're looking to play through the game with all of your friends, and if you don't have any friends you can play through it with random people. The game is available on basically every current platform you might want it in, so Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox One and Series, and of course PC with our good old Steam. The game also features achievements, and I have 100%ed this game on Steam before reviewing it, so I could give it a fair critique. I'd say the completion process makes the game like 10 hours more long if you're going the easy way, and way more if you're going the hard way, but it is overall fun and gives the gameplay more variety. It can get tiring if you're doing it all in one day, but it's all fun if you want to do it on separate days. And of course it had some replayability value if you already have done everything, which is a lot, that the game offers. Starting this episode of RetroView, I'm going to be scoring a game from 0 to 10 in regards to my experience with it. Overall, A Hat in Time was a refreshing experience, and I think many people who played older 3D platformers and are looking to get back into the genre might find a great experience with this game. If you're looking for a hard game, I would say this is not it, but if you are up to going out of your way to create your own challenges, there are definitely ways you can make the game harder. The game sits at a comfortable 27.99 euros, which doesn't include the DLC, and is a little more than indie games usually cost, but I think the amount of content that the game provides you with makes it more than worth it, the price and the extra few euros, even if you are grabbing the DLC as well. I hope you enjoyed this video and I convinced you to pick up this game, or at least taught you something that you didn't know about it. I had a blast playing through it, and I'm sure you are. If you are into these types of games, you will as well. That being said, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like to help with the algorithm overlord. Subscribe so you don't miss any future videos we'll have on the channel. Keep an eye out for content related to other things and RetroView. And other than that, this has been the Retro Den, and I'm out.